Hi, welcome to Positively Positive. If you're new here, I go by Sam and I have genital herpes HSV2. Today we're talking about mindset. Whether or not you test positive for herpes, you can have a positive or a negative attitude towards this common virus. I'll cover both those scenarios, so let's talk about herpes, baby. Let's begin with where most of us start out, or think we start out, testing negative for herpes simplex virus. Remember, you probably haven't been tested properly for herpes because it is not included when you ask to be tested for everything. The two mindsets I want to cover are negatively negative and positively negative. So, first up, negatively negative. Unfortunately, this is where most of us start. I definitely did. I was uneducated on it. I probably fed the stigma with a joke here or there. I had misconceptions. I didn't get tested after every sexual partner, and I didn't know I wasn't always being tested thoroughly. I hate to admit this, but I did not have a conversation about testing or sexual health with every new partner. Most of the time I did, but it wasn't a good one. Hey, you have anything? No, I'm clean. You? Same. Great. This is not how you, me, or anyone should be talking about sexual health status. I'm not saying you have to have a huge dramatic conversation about it. I actually advise against drama when it comes to this, but that little quick check-in does not give anyone space to actually talk about when they were last tested, what they were tested for, and people lie. People don't always want to have this conversation, and it can be awkward if you don't do it regularly or at the right time, and people don't think it will happen to them. STDs and STIs happen to other people, not me. This is an extremely dangerous attitude, because it happened to me, and it can happen to you. Another part of being negatively negative is not using protection with casual partners. If this is you, live your life, but know that you ain't gonna be negative forever, and you probably already carry at least one of the two types of HSV. So, when your test results are truly negative, make sure your mindset isn't. Get educated, get informed, because if and when that status ever changes, you'll be prepared and miles ahead of where I was and most people are when they first find out. And the word clean. The word clean implies that people with STDs and STIs are dirty. This is not accurate. Just because you don't carry any STIs doesn't mean you have perfect hygiene. I've met dirty people with weird-ass hygiene habits, or lack thereof, and herpes ain't got nothing to do with that. Just because someone does carry an STI or STD does not mean they take less care of themselves. It does not mean they were or are dirty. In fact, I'm willing to say that people with herpes or any STI are way more concerned with hygiene and personal health than other people. This is a virus of the nervous system that affects our skin. We become experts at managing our skin, our stress, and our immune system. So I'd cut the word clean completely out of that sexual health conversation. Imagine you really, really like someone, and you ask them if they're clean. How is that going to make them feel when they have to answer you? Pretty shitty. You just implied that what they have makes them dirty or unclean. Something they carry that's dormant most of the time means they're dirty? No. And there's a much bigger chance they're gonna lie to you because they're ashamed and or they don't want to scare you off. And then you're both in trouble. Another part of this mindset is the way you handle it when people do reveal a positive status. You're not open to talking or learning about it. Maybe you make a joke, or God forbid, call them names or criticize them or anything at all along those lines. Maybe you ghost them because you don't know how to deal with it, don't want to deal with it, and would rather just piece the fuck out right now. For the love of God, please don't ghost people, herpes or not. It's weak and pathetic, and it is very easy to send a text saying, you know what, I'm not feeling this anymore, or I'm not ready to deal with the possibility of getting something right now, but I wish you the best. Now, if you're listening to this podcast, I highly doubt you're that kind of person since you're already here, so let's move on. Positively negative. This is the opposite of everything I just talked about. You don't carry the virus, but you know all about it. You've done your research, you have sexually responsible conversations before intimacy or sex, you know how to reduce the risk of transmission of STIs and STDs, and you know that herpes is a common virus that is super manageable. Or, you don't carry the virus, but when someone brings it up, you're willing to listen and learn and ask questions. This is a great attitude. You're okay saying no in a respectful and mature way to a situation if you're not sure you want to chance it, remembering that this person just did for you something that was probably never done for them. This is the mindset where we make decisions about pursuing people based on who they are as a human being, not a common virus. You may decide you do want to continue seeing them because they're awesome, and this is well worth it because you've got baggage too. Theirs just came out a little sooner than yours did because they respect you. This goes for hookups too. This is the mindset where you're supportive of friends and family who share their status with you and let them know they're still the same person and you still love them. A+ and a gold star for everyone who is positively negative. I've met tons of them, and it's more common than you think. Moving on to the mindsets where we do test positive for herpes. First up, negatively positive. Okay, so this is the worst mindset you can have. It actually makes me very sad to think about because it is a very real thing and it does not have to be this way. This is when you test positive and it destroys you long term. Trust me, it can, and it probably will destroy you at first. It did me. I was the strongest, most confident, and healthiest, most clear-headed I've ever been in my life right before I contracted HSV. I'd just come back from an incredible trip, I was over my ex-boyfriend, I was confident I could date any guy I wanted, I was so comfortable and confident in my skin. And then it happened, and I didn't leave my bed for days. I cried and cried and cried and cried. More on that in my episodes on diagnosis, my story, and dealing with diagnosis. At first, this reaction is completely normal and 100% okay. Do not beat yourself up for feeling these things. But it does not have to stay this way, and I genuinely hope in my heart of hearts that everyone who listens to this decides they are going to pull themselves out of this mindset and take back their lives. This mindset is so dangerous. It's when you deem yourself unworthy of love and connection and you take yourself out of the game completely. I don't just mean out of the dating game, but that's a big thing here. I mean you retreat from your friends and family. You feed the notion that you're alone in this and dirty and unworthy. None of that is true. It wasn't true before herpes, and it's not true after herpes. To be harsh and throw some tough love, it's self-pitying and willful unwillingness to change. We lock ourselves away from the world and hide, because that's easier than putting yourself out there. It's easier than failing or being rejected or being embarrassed or taking a joke on the chin. Yeah, well, what about people who aren't good looking? People who don't have anything else going on for them? Then you know what? You had problems way before herpes. Work on yourself. Push yourself. Take pride in who you are as a person. If you don't like yourself, no one else will, and no one else should. If you don't have anything to bring to the table in the first place, Using herpes as a scapegoat for why your life is miserable and lonely is an easy way out. It's a complete cop-out on life. This may sound harsh, and maybe it is, but I say it because I don't want this for you. I say it because we all have control over our minds, and I so passionately don't want anyone to live their lives this way. Every single person on this planet has something to offer themselves, other people, and the world. I am not saying that's easy to figure out, but I am saying you can't blame herpes for that. Does herpes suck shit for some people with regular outbreaks and pre-existing mental conditions? Does herpes suck shit for me? Yes, absolutely. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying this does not take hard work. But I am saying that you can handle it. I am saying that you and only you control your mind and have the power to bring yourself up. You are way more powerful than you think. Our minds are incredible, incredible things, and I want you to realize that so you can live your best fucking life. Okay, that was a lot. I am very passionate about this. I should make a podcast about it or something. This brings us to our final mindset and my personal go-to MO drug of choice. Positively positive. Woo, woo, yeah, party in the hizzy. Okay. So, this is when we are past the initial stages of herpes diagnosis. We have let ourselves feel the feels, we have wallowed, we have cried, and we accept that we will sometimes still have those days going forward. Positivity is not a magical rainbow of happiness and sunshine all the fucking time, life is perfect and so am I. I actually really hate fake positivity, and you see a lot of that online with social media these days. Oh my god, love yourself, you're so amazing, self-care, healthy lifestyle, it's so easy guys, live, laugh, love, hashtag goals, hashtag manifest your best life. Literally kill me now. That's not positivity, that's fake ass shit, it's not helpful, and actually does more damage than good. Positivity is the mindset where you know you can handle the ups and downs of life. Dating, friendship, family, and still carry on. Positivity is knowing that shit happens and focusing on the good anyways. I have a note in my phone of compliments that really meant a lot to me over the years. I wrote down who said them to me and I add to it when I get a new one. When I feel like shit, I look at this note in my phone, and it reminds me that even if I don't see these things in myself right now, other people do. Hell, I look at this when I am in a good mood and feeling myself, because it's awesome. What makes you happy? What makes you smile and laugh? Write those things down. I don't care if they're big, I don't care if they're small, just remember them and acknowledge how grateful you are for them. Gratefulness is a huge part of living positively positive. It's a huge part of living. Do you have a roof over your head and food to eat? You're listening to this, so I know you have a phone or a computer, and that's something to be grateful for, even if your screen is cracked. Need a break from life? Take a day off, call in sick. Do nothing, literally all day. You need to take care of yourself. And sometimes, yeah, that does mean watching The Office and eating comfort food in your pajamas. I am not saying do this all the time. I am saying allow yourself to take breaks and timeouts without guilt. I am saying do what you can when you can. Personally, I feel really good and clear-headed when I've showered, my laundry is done, and my bedroom is clean. Now, sometimes we can't bring ourselves to do even those things. I am saying do not beat yourself up for this. I am saying try, and tomorrow, try again. Keep going, do not treat yourself like trash. Treat yourself like you would treat a loved one who is going through what you're going through right now, whatever that may be. What would you say to that person? How would you treat them? How would you treat someone if you were educated on herpes and someone came to you with this information? Treat yourself that same way. What outfit makes you feel good? Go fucking wear it. Compliment other people. Let your loved ones know that you love them. Don't be afraid to experience joy or laugh out loud when shit is hilarious. Life is way too short for the fuckery of being too cool to express ourselves. You can handle this. You have things to be grateful for. Find what brings you joy and allow yourself to feel that joy. Yes, you are allowed to be happy after a herpes diagnosis. You are worthy of love. You are worthy of life. Now go fucking live it. I want to leave you with a little piece of science I learned from the neuroscientist Dr. Caroline Leaf. Dr. Leaf is a communication pathologist and cognitive neuroscientist with a master's and PhD in communication pathology who specializes in cognitive and metacognitive neuropsychology. Jesus, that was a mouthful, and that's not even close to all Dr. Leaf's credentials. Now, I'm not claiming to be a doctor or a scientist or anyone but a lady with a herpes podcast, so I'll try to explain it easily and the best I can. What I learned is really cool. I love when there's a cold, hard scientific reason behind the way we think the way we do. She explains that every thought process has a pathway in our brain. Literal biological pathways called dendrites. And when we feed those pathways, they grow and get stronger and bigger and they branch out. We feed the pathways with our thoughts. If we constantly are thinking everything sucks, it can't get better, those brain pathways get really strong and start to take over our brains. It becomes easier and easier to think negatively, because that's what's most powerful in our brain biology. If we are constantly looking on the bright side, focusing on the positive and feeding positivity, those pathways get bigger and stronger, and it becomes easier to be positive more often. If we build it up enough, positivity will be the natural response through which we deal with everything that comes our way, because our brain is literally hardwired that way. So, be careful what you feed your mind, be careful which brain pathways you encourage to grow. You and only you have power over your mindset, and you and only you have power over how you handle herpes. I've made my choice, and I really hope you make the same one and join me living positively positive. Thanks for listening. Share my link with anyone you think it would help, or if you just want to say hi, I would love that too. I'm on Instagram at positivelypositivepodcast, and you can email me positivelypositivepodcast@gmail.com, or you can message me directly through Anchor or wherever you're listening. I'm out here, okay? I keep my real name private online as a personal preference, but it will be me reading all your messages. You are not alone. I'm living positively positive, and you can too.